Hello everyone and welcome to my show. I'm your girl Melody Trice, and you know I'm all about living life unlimited. Well, my guests, they are truly living life unlimited. One thing that you need to know, that you are not stuck where you are. Life has so many endless opportunities, so we want to make sure you are living life unlimited. After this break, we'll be right back.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That would be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you going to make of me?
Hello everybody and welcome back. Well, you know we're all about living life unlimited, and my next guest truly is living life unlimited without anything limiting him to doing what it is that he want to do. So without any waiting at all, let's welcome my next guest, Louis T. Powell, to the show. Hello.
What's up, Melody? How you doing?
So glad to have you on the show.
Be here for sure.
I mean, you know, one of the things about, you know, we're all about living life unlimited, and you are truly like a true example of a man that's have no boundaries. I mean, you're doing so many amazing things. So tell us a little bit about your acting and the fact that you moved here to California just doing your thing.
Just having fun, man, and just enjoying the experience. You know, I've been out here in LA for about 16 years.
Wow.
Just been knocking down a few gigs. You know, I had a recurring on CSI for a little while. Finished up a movie, Kings, with Daniel Craig and Halle Berry.
Wow.
You know, that came out in April this past year. So, you know, just having fun, enjoying it. Right.
You're not just an actor, you're a director, you're a screenwriter. I mean, you truly are making sure that you go in every corner of who you are. Yeah. So, I mean, what made you say, you know, hey, I gotta direct, I gotta write my own stuff?
I'm a storyteller by nature, and it's like you can tell stories in so many different mediums. I mean, when I look at music, it's like you're telling stories through music, through lyrics. You're telling stories through vibrations of the sounds, piano, guitars. It's like the same thing with screenwriting. It's like you're able to just develop characters, and you're able to live this life fully as a fully engulfed character and have so many different dimensions. And different dimensions, which I say is like different characters, and you'll be able to live those experiences and be able to tell those stories and then share some of your own unique stories.
That's true.
And the stories that's been shared to you through other people. The amount of stories I always tell people, you know, you meet people from your own peers to younger than you, mid 40s, 50s, 90 years old, and it's like they're all sharing stories with you over the years from the time I was a kid to the time I was an adult. So, you know, being able to hear those stories, I mean, you hear stories from the civil rights era, you hear stories from the 80s, 90s, the riots. I mean, now I've been on two different coasts, and I've been able to hear two different versions of stories, man, especially in our community and dealing with the struggle that we've been dealing with.
And you know, think about that with movies and films. Yeah. The fact that those movies actually sometimes therapeutic for people because it touched their lives, and they're like, okay, if they was able to go through it, what I'm going through currently, then technically I can get through it.
I think that's probably one of the biggest things and biggest reasons why I love the medium of film and storytelling is because of that fact. It's like when you're able to sit down and you're able to write words in a space where somebody can read, or they can watch something, or they can hear something, and they can say, you know what, I relate to that, I feel that, I've been through that myself, and it's like you touch something that's within their being and in their soul. It's a space where I feel like it's healing for the both of you, because what's actually happening is you're giving somebody a gift.
That's right.
And that gift that they're giving you also in return is the enjoyment that you both experience, even if you don't even know each other. You may not have never met before, which in film, you probably never met the majority of the people that have ever seen your film. You've touched them.
You gave them something, and they giving you back, like you said. And then, you know, I'm a firm believer in the word that when you give, it come right back to you. You know what I'm saying?
I call it residual karma.
Yeah.
It's like you keep sowing it. It doesn't matter who you sow it to, but if you just sow it out to a random people, I got this thing where it's like I'll just take random people as I walk down the street and I'll say a prayer for them. They don't even know. I just be like, look, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're dealing with, I'm going to send blessings into your life.
Wow.
And it's like I know that every time I sow those seeds, somewhere out there they're floating back to me with God, the universe, whatever you believe in, it's like it just comes right back and replenishes.
Well, I'm just making it very known. I believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Right.
Well, one of the things about it, I know the fact that you have a motto that you go by.
I have this thing I call the journey is the experience and the experience is the journey. And what it does is like everybody has blemishes on them. You know, there's no life that's perfect out here. But every day it's like you get up and you learn from either your prior mistakes or your prior wins. And when you look at yourself in that space, it's like life is always evolving and growing. And I feel like when I say the experience is the journey, it's like the experience we're having right now. There's millions of things that it could happen in your life and millions of things that it could happen in my life where this moment would have never transpired to be.
I know it.
And that's why I sit and I embrace it and I appreciate it, because time is something that no one can get back. And
Oh
it's
my
one of the most
God.
valued things that somebody can give you.
Oh, we on one accord right there, because that's
Come on now.
totally me,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
That is totally me, because once you give your time, you can't get that back.
No.
That's priceless moments.
Yes,
Like it's
indeed.
like really you can't put a value on me as a person.
can't.
And people say, well, you know, you got to have some type of value. Well, I do. I'm priceless. I'm unlimited.
That's right.
You can never give me enough money that's going to value my time to you or my time to me,
Yes.
because that's all God gives us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's so beautiful to just hear someone, especially a man, say that, because a lot of women out there, a lot of men out there need to know that men of color, you
Yes.
get what I'm saying, have values and have things that you
Yes,
value your
yes,
life at.
Yes, yeah. And I think it's a thing where, you know, we don't get a chance to do that often in our community as men. And when you're in that space and you can be vulnerable and allow yourself to love, and I'm talking about truly love, it's like it's healing.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that's missing, you know, with a lot of us. And a lot of us are learning. It's like we're in a space, man, in the age of revolution and visionary. And I think that space and time that we're in right now, it's like it's only going to get better.
Yeah, it's only going to get better because God is love.
Yes.
And He created us out of
That's
His
right.
agape love, right?
Most definitely.
And when we show that unconditional love to each other without looking at people's flaws, looking at whatever it may be, especially in the entertainment industry,
Yes.
we're so quick to like judge this person.
Yeah.
But to me, when we keep an open mind to who they are
Yeah.
and why they was created, life really do become unlimited.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
And I think that's so amazing. Well, before we leave, I mean, we're going to go on a break, but when we come back, I want to
Okay.
talk about this film that you was in. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because he
Yeah.
truly like living life unlimited, everybody. So after this break, we're going to be right back.
One thing you'll see in every society in the globe is music. It's part of what it means to be a human being. You watch these kids, you can just sense this incredible joy and feeling of accomplishment. You just can't imagine that school was at one time silent without any music.
When I sing, it makes me feel happy.
Every trouble I have, it just brushes away.
Music lets me express myself. My life would be really boring without music.
It's like, wow, we did that?
In New York City, more than half the schools don't have music at all. And I think this is one of the great tragedies in the past decade is that it's been going down. Now we're starting to go up. And thanks to education through music, they're really reversing this. And it's the most important thing we could be doing in education right now is making sure that there's music in these schools. It costs just $150 per kid for a whole year. Is like the best money one could ever spend. It's changing these kids' lives and making them better people. It's going to make our city a better place.
Hey everybody, this is your girl Melody Trice. If you're just not tuning in, oh my God, you have been missing out. So good thing you're in right now. So we are here with Louis T. Powell. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Most definitely.
I mean, you have been giving us some inspiration, motivation to keep us unlimited. Oh my God, right?
Yes.
So one of the things about, I know you just recently, you know, was in this movie. So tell us about this film you was in.
Well, it's twofold. Kings was the film I was in, but you know, my main priority has been my project Padlockman, you know, which I've been working on for about 4.5 years right now. Wow. It actually started off as a novel, and then the characters got so rich that I said, you know what, well maybe it would make a great television series. So after about 300 and some odd note cards in, a little bit of writing, I got around 2015, and I was like, you know what, I want to shoot a slice of it. So I said, you know, I want to shoot something that I can interject inside of my pitch deck, be a visual pitch deck that someone can come in, read, click in, get the space, the feel, the texture, the grittiness of the world, come right back out, and then finish out the entire story.
Wow.
So I shot that in 2016. 2 years later, I'm at about 28 film festivals. I've won 16 awards on it. I've had close to almost about 18, 19 nominations.
Wow.
We've had 2 Oscar qualifying festivals. We've we've, man, screened in Morocco, London at the Buff Film Festival, Bronze Lens, Martha's Vineyard. Pretty much, it's just been a good whirlwind. But
wow,
it's a great project.
That's amazing. And the fact that you kept with it, I mean, you didn't stop. Yeah. Because, you know, to do something for 4 years and then a lot of people quit along the way.
Yeah,
but you didn't.
It's like, it's one of those things. I've been working as an independent for a long time. You know, this is I've sold 2 feature films as an independent since I've been in California.
Oh, wow.
One in 2003, one in 2008 that had Big Boy Outkast, Jazzy Faye. It was a music-based piece. But my last piece, right when I came in, was Padlock Man. And I wanted to do something that could showcase my skills as an actor, as a director, and as a composer, you know. So, and then, you know, a lot of times I was doing a lot of producing in the process. So, and it was a period piece, which period piece costs a lot of money. So I knew that, you know, I would really have to be hands-on in that space to be able to complete it, but complete it in a way where the authenticity stayed intact, you know, and that was important to me, to be able to come away with a cinematic experience for people, you know, and then just to scratch the notion of it. So, you know, Padlock Man for me, it's been a labor of love, and it's not over. As independents, you live with a project 4 or 5 years before, about 5 to 10 years after.
And the fact that when you were just talking about producing, composing, that let me know that you are into music as well.
Oh yeah, that's basically how I started. You know, music was a thing where, actually my very first music video I did was the second music video I did was the first music video, Monique from the Poggers. Monique,
really?
You know, that won the Oscar. That was her first music video she ever did. Cool, man. It was like, she was really, really focused. But yeah, I started off in music. You know, I had a record on Billboard charts in the 90s. I worked with guys like Too Short, E40, Scarface, a few other people in the industry. But it kind of bridged all together. Like I said, entertainment has been my life. I usually look at this thing where I call it a pipeline, and it's like everything else filters into this pipeline of entertainment. And that's just been it for me.
What was some of the inspiration that you saw with them that drove you to say, okay, I want to do my own thing?
You know, some of the biggest inspirations I saw around them was the work ethic. And I saw that I had the same work ethic. And it's just, it's an imaginary line that I tell most people that it's like they don't see. You're right here on the opposite side of it, but you think you're so far away from it. And then that line you can cross over easy. And then when you start being around a lot of these people that are in the positions that you so-called want to be in, from celebrities, actors, doctors, doctors too, but you know, directors, that whole nine, it's like you start to see this like they're just like you. You know, they go home to maybe a bigger house, a different type of toilet, but at the same time they sit and use the bathroom the same way.
Exactly.
You know, and at the same time it's like it's inspiring to know that it can happen for you.
I know it.
And you can't forget that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So.
And the fact that, I mean, we live in a time now that's so digital that we really have no limitations.
Oh, look, I've been making films. I remember when I made my first film, I had to actually paper edit it on paper, the whole entire feature, write it out. Then we had to go in, input into the Avid. Then I had to go to and take VCR tapes and actually compose the music, you know, to a time code on VCR tapes. And it's like, now I'm looking at the digital age we're at now. I actually had the very first Sony one-chip digital camera.
What?
Yes, there was a DVX 1000, man, back in 1999. And I used to build dollies in my backyard out of wood and skateboard wheels. And it's like now looking at where we at the digital form with the type of cameras that we have, you know, they can shoot different type of cinema modes. You know, you can shoot 4K, 6K, 8K now, and you can do so much stuff with color manipulation and DaVinci Resolve and, you know, the whole nine. It's like, it just opened up a lot of avenues for us where it connected the point where now that budget that used to be so far off where it's like, oh, I can't get the quality I want to tell my story. Now me and you can do it.
Okay. Putting those skills together, and there you go.
And that's where I matched Padlock Men in, because when I said Padlock Men, I said, you know what? Now I can take all the skills that I had before, and I can mix it with the digital age, and I can really show somebody how it's done.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Well, look, I appreciate you so much for being on the show. You gave us so much meat. We want to have you come back because we just need to talk some more. It's like time just goes so fast.
Yes, it does when you're having fun.
Okay.
Right.
Well, look, I want you to let everybody know how they can stay following you on your social media. I definitely want them to follow you. And also, too, I mean, to be able to watch Padlock. I mean, I want them to be able to watch it, view it, connect with you. How can they just stay connected?
Padlock Men is on Amazon Prime right now. You can actually go see it. It's only 17 minutes right now, the pilot teaser. Go check it out, Amazon Prime, Padlock Men. My Instagram handles and all of my social media are at Lewis, Lewis, Powell, at Lewis T. Powell. That's all of my Instagram handles. Go check out Padlock Men. It's a story about a gritty band of vigilante secret civil rights soldiers. This is not the guys who come out to preach. These are the guys who go down in the dirt and they make it happen a different type of way.
Wow.
You know, because I like coming from a position of power.
Wow. Look, you guys, stay tuned. We'll be back after this break.
This is great.
When I was in high school, I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home, and that's hard when you feel like you're doing it alone. That's when I met our niece, my mom, as I'll call her. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but your future is more important. She's my strength. Just being a support for those hard days and those hard nights, not giving up on me. Thank you to my mama. I wouldn't have did this if it wasn't for her. Today is for my mama and everybody who had my back. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Some people would think, well, maybe it's really not that big of a deal, but it really is. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. If you've been missing the show, you've been missing out on a treat. So without any further ado, let's welcome my next guest, Ro Brooks, to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I am so amazed at all the things that you have accomplished.
Thank you.
So, I mean, really, you know, the fact that you are in the entertainment industry, I mean, and being an actor, what really made you say, I want to be in this field? Because you could have chosen anything.
You know, as a child, you know, kids love television, for one. And just watching my favorite television shows, I've always wanted to be an actor, just watching, like, you know, just different shows. And just watching the kids remember these lines. And at first it feels like they're superhuman because you don't understand the industry and you're thinking they're remembering every line for the entire episode and they're just geniuses. You know, as a kid, this is how you think. But, you know, once you grow a little older and find out more about the game, then you realize that it takes time to, you know, study the lines and, you know, you can break it up. And, yeah, so just watching my favorite kid actors, you know, inspired me to want to, you know, follow this career. Yeah.
Well, one of the things about it, I know that you've been in the industry for a while.
Yeah.
And so, really, what changes have you saw from the time when you first started to now, and has it got any easier?
Wow, it's a lot of changes. Like, for one, headshots. We used to have to, at first, I mean, Polaroids, you know, they were around for a while. The instant camera shot.
Okay.
And then you went from that to you had regular headshots where you had to order online, most of them, and you had to buy them by bulk. So you would buy like 500 or 1,000, and then you would send those to different agencies. Now, most times, you can just make 1 or 2 copies or 5 or something like that, and because most casting companies now, they'll pull you up online and they'll have everything, you know, online.
It's digital.
There's no more need. It's like going green now.
Wow.
So that saves the artist a lot of money on headshots. And then direct, you know, the equipment is cheaper now.
You can use your phone and produce something.
Yeah, yes, you can use your phone. You can use, oh my goodness, that's what I was saying. Like, in regards to actors, it's not, I don't believe it's easier for actors, not like it is for directors, because or anybody dealing on the set, producers and all, who has things, you know, to use the equipment. These things are a lot cheaper. They're smaller. They still encompass the same technology, or even better than the things that they used back in the day.
That's true.
So it's better for them more so than anybody. But now that you have more media platforms and things for artists, it could be a slight bit better because you have more opportunity and more places to go. But at the end of the day, you still have to have the talent, and you still have to be the particular talent that they're looking for.
That's true.
So it's a lot of, and more people are acting today. So
a lot of people are acting, and the fact that they can create, if somebody not doing it, they can create it themselves.
you can create yourself if you know
Learn the
what
business.
to do. You have to learn the business. You just can't go out there and buy a camera and then claim to be a director. You have to learn, and most times you do everything alone.
That's true.
Write the script, finding out how to write, what programs you need for writing, and
the format, everything.
Yes, it's a lot of work, but it's possible.
It's
so you
possible.
can be your own writer, producer, actor. You can do all that.
Well, one of the things about it, I know the fact that because the industry is so full, it actually brightens your horizon to say, okay, I need to find other areas of who I am. And
Right.
that's what you have done.
Right.
Like you find other areas of who you are so that you can fulfill your full purpose. So tell
Right.
us a little bit about the fact that it drove you to write your own book.
Okay, well, relevance means a lot to me. So I believe that just being relevant and everything you do will help you get to where you want to be.
Wow.
And in regards to my book, I didn't have any help, when I was coming up in the business in the 90s. So I didn't have anyone to tell me what to do or what not to do, how to save money,
Wow.
or anything. I didn't understand anything about the business. So what I told myself was once I found out what to do and I made it to a point where I learned the industry, I would do something for the aspiring actor.
Wow.
And that's why I wrote How to Go From Extra to Actor.
Well, you know what? I want to talk a little bit more about that. After this break, you guys, we'll be right back after this break.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Well, we want to talk about this book that you wrote.
Okay.
I mean, from extra to actor. What really made you say, okay, now is the time for me to write this book?
Okay, well, I started as an extra, and that's how I learned a lot about the business, the insides, the inner workings, just the pet names they use for, different machinery. I learned it all from background work.
Wow.
So from that point, because I couldn't find any actual books, so I didn't have any other friends who were actors, so I couldn't really find any information out on how to become an actor. So I just decided, once I got in the business and I learned enough to know and where I could be someone that you refer to for information, I would write a book for aspiring actors.
Wow, because that's true. Because a lot of times when you see background actors, a lot of them stay in that position for a long time because they don't know how to shift to the next point.
Yeah, they don't know.
Wow. So at what point of your career did you decide to shift to the actor?
I've been a principal actor for many, many years.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to, I knew early. I learned quick because I stayed on different people's sets. I stayed, it wasn't about the money to me. It was school.
Yeah.
So I went and I became a sponge and I soaked up everything that I could as fast as I could because I knew that I didn't want to be an extra. I always looked at myself as an actor playing the role as an extra.
Because the reason why I asked you that is because something had to trigger a moment to say, okay, I'm doing this, but now I'm ready to do more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because as we was talking before, you was talking about the fact of this being show business. This here still is show business.
Oh yeah, you have to know the business first and foremost. So even with management and agents and what their fees are and what it is to be a union actor and publicist and all these things, your accountant, so you can get your money right and your residuals, that's a second side. Is really the first side. Once you learn those things, then you can learn that I need a resume, I need a bio, I need a headshot, who to send it to, what to wear and what not to wear on set, how to act on set. You'll start learning things. And being a background actor, I learned what to wear, you know, how to compose myself, when to look into the camera, when not. You know, all these smaller issues or small things, but they're big things when you're in the industry. How to listen, because you have to listen. That's the biggest thing. And, you know, once I learned, like, what I felt like was enough, and I say, okay, I'm ready to move forward now. So I started finding other opportunities in independent films and getting small speaking roles. And that still wasn't enough. I was like, I need to move from independent to major.
Yeah.
You know?
To
when you get a
network.
line, you don't, there you go, you want network.
Wow.
So you don't, you know, when you're an extra, you already know that you want to be a principal performer. That's a person with lines. Then this is what you focus on. So it's, you like, give me one word.
Yeah.
You know, just give me one word to take me out of this extra to an actor. One word. And then once you get that one word, give me 5 words. Give me a sentence.
Because when you say all that, it makes me think about the fact that, you know, a production costs money. So when they have an actor who is trained, well trained, it takes them less time to, you know, like they ain't got to keep trying to tell them the lingo and all that. So if you was a background actor, then you can learn until you realize who you are as an actor, because there's different types of actors.
That's right. Comedy,
you know?
drama, thriller, I mean,
episodic,
everything
so
you
many
can
things.
find out. And well, you most likely you'll know who you are, but you'll find where your strongest suit is.
Yes.
So, okay, what I know is when I used to be a background actor, I would watch the stars perform, and you would see, like you said, how soon or how quick they would get their scenes done. But you know, you shoot it in different angles, so you have to repeat these things over and over again. But if you know your lines, you have to know your lines and listen. If you know your lines, all those angles are going to go so fast.
Yes.
But
those
if you
cues.
don't know them, and it costs time is money. They say this in the business, and it means the world. Time is money. The longer we take on this, the more money it's going to cost us for this location or what have you. So you have to know what you want. And directors, that's a pet peeve of a director.
Because they spend the money.
Yeah.
Less money they have to spend, the bigger the movie can actually be. Well, I want everyone to really just stay in touch with you. And if they want more information about this book, you know, can you let them know your social media so they can stay in contact with, as well as your website? Definitely.
Well, you can reach me on Instagram at RoBrooks_, on Facebook at RoBrooks, on Twitter I'm at RoBrooks and Jerome RoBrooks, and IMDb, RoBrooks. Just about everything is RoBrooks. Once you start, you know, typing things in, I'll pop up somewhere.
So you keep it consistent.
I keep it moving. And my website is robrooks.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know, consistency is the key. Well, you guys, I appreciate you so much. I thank all my guests for being on this show. Truly, they are living life unlimited. One of the amazing things that he said was the fact that this is business, you know? So when you learn your craft, know who you are, then guess what? Life really do become unlimited.
That's right.
We're now also on Amazon Fire TV, so make sure you go and add our channel. And we're on Roku TV. All of it's for you guys, so I'm so excited. And make sure you continue to check your local station for the Melody Trice Show. The next time, I'm your girl, Melody Trice.